Goodness, that's loud. Sorry. There we go. Goodbye. Goodbye, regular BGM. Hello. Tomodachi Life BGM. Ugh, it's cold. It is so cold, very cold. And I am so cold, very cold. It's cold and it's gonna stay cold for a bit still. I know! Could probably turn it up a little bit? Okay. It is so cold. Like, okay, and also like, okay, it is so cold. I'm not kidding, like, originally I was gonna Zelda tonight, and then I got home and I'm like, I feel like my hands got so cold on the way home that like, I'm like, can I even game properly? Like, I was trying to type something out. Cause like, I was like trying to respond to messages on my phone, and I'm like, my hands, like, it's like my thumbs legitimately felt slower. Like, it legitimately felt slower. And then I was like, got home and I started trying to type on my computer, and I'm like, my hands legitimately feel slower. I think if I try to game right now, like, it's actually like, I am legitimately going to be worse at gaming. Eggy got frostburn. I mean, I don't think it's frostburn completely. It's more just like, I mean, for the first thing, my hands were like really dry to begin with. Like, my hands are like, you know when your hands get dry enough that they just start bleeding, like, just for no reason? Like, you just, like, it's not even like a paper cut or anything. It's like you literally just like move them in the wrong way and they're like, oops, we're bleeding now. So yeah, I had like that level of dry hands. And yeah, then on top of that, it got really cold. And it's like one of those things where it's like, I had gloves, but like, it's cold enough that I just think gloves are not gonna save you, you know? And I got home, like, I'm putting on hand cream right now, but it's also just like, I don't think it's, it doesn't feel good to put on because the hand cream was in my purse, which was in the cold outside. So now I put on the hand cream and the hand cream is cold and I'm like, and I have to go, and I go, and I do the angry eyebrows, and I'm like, wait, where are my angry eyebrows? Yeah, that's how I feel right now. That's the feeling. But yeah, but are you warm enough? I mean, I am now. I'm in the house. I'm probably a little cooler than I could be. I should be, because I'm in the basement. But I have 2 sweaters on. Today was very cold. I'll probably take a warm shower after. Go cozy mode. Ah! Warmth. Yeah, my hands got bad last week, but healed up. Yeah, I'm hoping... I think after this weekend, it's not gonna, like, stop being cold, but it's gonna stop being, like, intensely cold. Like, every day this week, I've just been thinking, like, wow, I am so glad that I no longer live in previous Eggy City. Because, like, the cold that we're experiencing this week here is, like, it's considered abnormal, right? Like, this is abnormally cold for... I was gonna say this time of year, but also just, like, any time of year. This is, like, abnormally cold. But in previous Eggy City, every winter was, like, this week, but, like, for 3 months straight. Like, it's just that, for 3 months. Like, all the snow, all the, like, freezing cold temperatures, Yeah, it's just like that for like, from like, honestly, January until like mid-March. But it's just that's all it is. That's all it is. So now I was just like, you know what? I'm glad I no longer live in previous Eggy City. I'm good with that. Good morning, Eggy. Hello, Zully. But yeah. But yes, I hope everybody who has dry hands will soon no longer have dry hands. Oh, God. I just look at the backs of my hands now after I put on hand cream. I'm like, oh, it's so red. They're so red. Ow, 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 ow. My poor power bill. No! Yeah, that's true, because you gotta heat the house. I don't know. I think the houses here are, like, relatively built to hold in warmth, I think, because it gets cold enough here that's, like, a certain degree of insulation is pretty much necessary, but in other places I know that is not the case. I can't believe I actually went to bed at 8 p.m. Wait, really? What time is it for you now? Are you awake at, like, 4 or 5 a.m.? Are you a whack? Like, for real? Like, a whack in real life? 2 a.m. I mean, I guess it's technically the morning. I don't know if I would say that's like, I am for real a whack. I mean, what do you plan to do with this, previously unseen a whack time? Because 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. is right. What, like, that's like 6 hours of sleep. I guess that's like sort of a normal amount of sleep to get. You can mess around for 4 hours and then watch the sun go up, I guess. But at the very least, the days are getting longer, though. That's nice. I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. I can leave work and still see the sun. That's nice. I like that. I prefer that over not seeing the sun. Ugh. Ugh. It is cold, though. I know, go take a bath, maybe apply to your job, maybe take another nap. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going back to bed, right? But yes, I should also say hello, good evening to Jake, and to Yatagarasu, and to Punkasian, and to Fakeraid, and to Azur, and to Xponric, and to Uphill, and to Panis, and to Not John Stamos, and to Zully. But yeah, seeing the sun is important. Yeah, I mean, I know there's like, several years ago, my friend found this website that basically would like, it basically just tracks when the sun is going up and like how much longer or shorter each day is compared to the previous one. So yeah, it is one of those things where you're like in the dead of winter and you're like clinging to like any form of optimism and you're like, yippee guys, today was 4 seconds more of sunlight than yesterday. We'll be in summer before we know it. But yeah. Today was an unusual day of Eggy work, but it was a fun day. I got to do fun things. But yeah, unfortunately getting there and getting back was oof, ouch, owie. I keep all the blinds closed, I don't have to see snow and can pretend it's not winter. Yeah, but then you don't see the sun. Do you at least keep the sky, like, the sky up and then just like close the window if it snows? I don't know. Unfortunately, I have to go outside and contend with the reality that it's winter. Yeah, I did errands for an hour after work and there was still light in the sky before I got back. Whoa, yeah! Did you know that, like, you can wake up and, like, the sun is just there? Even if you wake up early? You can just wake up and then just like, bam, sun. Looking forward to that. Like, I don't know. It's weird to think, too, that we're almost at the end of January. There's only, like, 3 more days left in January. It's like, it's almost February. I don't know, I feel like January has felt like 3 months long. Like, cause I was thinking even this morning, I was just like, you know, it's been less than a month since I went to see Beba in New York, and it's been less than a month since MagFest, and it's been less than a month since I started current Eggy job. Yeah, this month has felt like half a year long. I'm just like, wow, this year's off to a great start. And then I'm just like, yeah, it's the start. I can't get too overconfident with this. It's still the start. Ugh. I am drinking hot water. But yeah, very eventful month. Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm a different person than I was on December 28th, 2025. It's only been 1 month, but like I feel like so much has changed. So much is different. But yeah, it is eventful. I don't know, has it been this eventful for anybody else, or is it just me? I guess a lot of things have happened, like, in the world, but like that's kind of true all the time, isn't it? I don't think there's ever been like an uneventful month for like the entire world. Like, has it not been an uneventful month for you? Nothing ever happens. Well, nothing ever happened, but like a lot of things did happen, or did almost happen, I guess. Lots of things almost happened, even if none of them actually ended up happening. I don't know. I mean, let me think. I guess it's kind of been a slow month for like VTubing as a whole. I can't really think of any, like, am I forgetting something? Like, has it been so long? Like, I'm trying to think of like if anything like big happened in VTubing. I feel like it's mostly just kind of been business as usual. Like, nothing's really like, nothing's going boom, which is good. Which is good. It's good for a meme where it's living my best life when January 1st hits versus me on December 31st last year. Yeah, I mean, I feel like January, I'm glad that I seem to be able to keep optimism until at least the end of January. Hello, Azure Shot, again. You just double dipped on your good evenings. Yeah, like, I think that it's like, because I feel like every year, what will happen is that around the holidays, I will have like a wave of optimism, which is normal because it's the holidays, right? And you're like, yeah, next year is gonna be good and better than this year, and like, I'm gonna do all sorts of things next year. And then January hits and you go, ooh! 25 weeks of Eggy, let's go!
Azure Shot.
Oh, 25
bloomed.
Wait, what do you mean 25 weeks?
Eggy
That's a 25-month streak. 25 weeks of Eggy. 25 weeks. But yes, thank you. Months? No way. Yeah, that's like 2 years. 2 years of egg. Thank you for 2 years, over 2 years of egg. Thank you. Thank you for blooming for another month. But yeah, no, I think it's like, this year I've managed to keep the optimism going through to the end of January, and I think it will continue. I think as long as I'm working, I feel like I might even be able to stretch this to like March or April, this wave of optimism. So I got that going for me, I guess. Yeah, I keep finding more good anime this season. That is new, I guess. Yeah! Anime this season has been pretty good. I'm even following a seasonal show. I think I talked about this last time, though. But yeah. Optimism, yeah! Because yeah, again, usually it's like, January comes and you go, ooh! But like, I don't know, this year January came and I went, Yeah. I only started season 3 of Oshi no Ko so far. I don't know, I have not started season 3. I also did not watch season 2, nor did I watch most of season 1. Oshi no Ko, I think I watched the first episode, like the hour-long premiere, and I was like, that was amazing. I feel no need to watch the rest of this. I think that they made the first episode so good that I'm just like, wow, I don't think I'm gonna top that, and I just didn't watch the rest of it. Yeah. January has me in a state of permanent stress. I mean, some of it might just be like a lingering student brain. Because I've noticed that with myself, like, I feel like January and September to me, I always feel like the end of summer for me feels like, oh yeah, I need to lock in. And I think that's just like lingering student brain. Because I'm like, because, you know, with at least when I was in school, like, September is when for like university, September is when the first semester starts, and then January is when the second semester starts. And even in high school, like September was when the first semester started, and then exams were in January, but like January, it's like when you came back from the winter break, it's like, okay, it's lock-in time. Because it's exam time, and then February was the second semester. I'm considering to take a uni exam, so that checks out. Yeah. It's lingering student brain. I don't think anybody ever really gets rid of student brain. If spoiling a tiny bit helps encourage you to watch more, the very latest episode of Oshi no Ko has a VTuber. Like a specific one, like a one that exists in real life, or just like the concept of one? Eggy, drink water? Okay. Ugh. But yeah, no, I think I will continue watching Tamon-kun B-side, and I'll get around to Fate Strange Fake, I guess, eventually. Yeah. If a character is a VTuber but not an existing VTuber. Ah, okay. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure if it was like, oh yeah, there was like a VTuber like cameo. Like I know sometimes there's been like HoloLive cameos in other shows. Yeah, it was something I wanted to check out. What, Fate Strange Fake or Tamon-kun? I think Tamon-kun, I don't remember when new episodes drop. I think they drop on Thursday or Friday. I haven't exactly been like checking every day, so I'm like, I need to actually find out when the schedule is. I don't know. I feel like Crunchyroll like doesn't put up, like I have to like look. I'm not, does my anime list still put up like when the airing schedule is? Like in terms of like what the time slot is? Yeah. Remember Towa was being featured in anime like 2-3 seasons ago? I remember like there's been cameos. Like I think there was an anime where Fubuki and Matsuri showed up. I think there was like a Korone cameo in one. I'm trying to think if there's definitely way more. I feel like there's way more. I think there's also been VTubers who have like sung openings. Like I think there's a show this season that had like Suisei do the theme song. I think Kobo was oh, it was Gnosia! It was Gnosia! That was the one that Kobo was featured in the opening for it. Like she sang some of it. It's such a weird mix of things. It's like Teddy Lloyd. I think the opening is like Teddy Lloyd featuring like Kobo Kanaeru and Kasane Teto. It's like some weird like jumble of artists that I'm like, okay, sure, why not? But yeah, I need to actually finish. I started playing Gnosia, like the game. I need to actually like finish it. I feel like I started it and I proceeded to like immediately not have time for anything. But yeah, I picked up this thing yesterday and it's really good. Ikoku Nikki. What was this one about? The name looks familiar, but I don't remember what it's about. Oh, is it the? Okay, it's like a slice of life. I think I remember hearing about it because people were complaining that the manga doesn't have like any translation. I guess it will soon. I feel like that's like a common issue though, like of just like anime of like like I guess it's like an anime suddenly creates demand for the English version of a manga. Yeah. Funniest part to me about the Oshi no Ko anime is that Kana is 100% based off an existing seiyuu who ended up voicing Akane. Whoops. But yeah, all I've heard about Oshi no Ko is like, because the manga ended already, and I know people did not care for the ending. Do we know if they're gonna like just adapt it straight, or if they're trying to do like an anime original ending or something? It was not a great ending. Yeah, nobody I know who read it to the end liked it. I don't think... I don't know what they're planning to do for the anime, but... It wouldn't be impossible to do an anime original ending. It's never impossible to do an anime original ending. But... Yeah. Kaguya-sama is apparently getting an original one. I mean, I guess it's like... Sometimes I wonder with anime original endings is it's like... Are they trying to fix the manga? Or is it maybe just like one of those things of just trying to like... justify to people why they should watch the anime and not just read the manga? Because I guess if they're making new seasons in the anime... I know a lot of anime is basically just made as a way to promote the manga, but I guess if you have like... If you're like adapting the whole thing, then it's like, okay, at some point it's like, there has to be a point to watching the anime and not just like reading the manga. But yeah, I don't know how the Kaguya manga ends though. I never read that one to completion. I don't know, I also didn't read that much of the manga. Okay, so the first time I tried to read the manga, I was at work, and I had like a Shonen Jump online subscription thing. So originally I was just reading Spy Family on it, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. And then I started running out of Spy Family. So I was like, okay, I need a second manga that I can read at work to kill time. And I'm like, okay, Kaguya-sama, that one's pretty nice and normal. And then like I forgot that like within like the first 3 pages of the manga is like Bunny Suit Kaguya, and I'm like, oops, 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 oops. Like, oops, 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 oops. Yeah. And then I stopped reading it at work. Wow, evening egg, evening chat, evening slacking spiny. Today's stream probably also won't be terribly long because I need to do other things. I have to make myself lunch for tomorrow. And I have to wash my hair and wash my face and do my whole skincare routine because my skin needs to be exfoliated very badly. Eggy laundry. Surprisingly, no laundry today, actually. No laundry today. Hi, my name is Melvin. Hello, Melvin. But yeah, no, I need to do my entire skincare routine. I was looking at my skin today. I don't know, sometimes I'm just like, am I old? Am I old and withered? Or is my skin just really dry? Or am I just standing in bathrooms with the worst lighting possible? Because like I've definitely like, I remember December Eggy work, the bathroom that we were using there, the mirror had like the most unflattering lighting known to man. Like even got to the point I was discussing it with my coworkers, and I'm just like, okay, is the lighting like, I'm like, because I keep asking, I'm like, does my makeup look cakey? Like, I'd be asking this all the time. And then eventually I realized, like, after looking at other people, like, when they're in the washroom, not, like, when we'd be both at the sink, right? Like, I would see other people's faces in the mirror, and then I realized, I'm like, no, I don't think my makeup is cakey. I think this is just actual trash garbage lighting in here, and that's why I feel like I look, like, old and ugly all the time. So, I think I might be suffering from another case of this, where I'm, like, never seeing myself in, like, proper natural lighting, and I'm just, like, constantly being like, am I old? Am I old? Am I old? Am I withering away? Did my skin somehow age like 10 years between the last time I saw it and now? Hello, Jake. It's been a brutal winter, don't worry about it. I know, but I will. I know that like spring will come and I will look young and youthful again, but like... Hello, I've been here. Yeah, but you didn't say anything, so... Oh, wait, hold on a second. You were like the first person I greeted. I'm like, why don't I remember greeting you? Because you were first. You were first. I was literally the first to hear. He won, and I wouldn't even acknowledge it. Egg for gore. Well, it's like you said hi, and then you didn't say anything else. So I was like, did I greet him? Ugh. Maybe I am in my old age. I am in my old age. I don't know. I'm just like. Today at work, I had to remember to not write something in cursive. Because like I wrote down a note for somebody else in cursive and they had trouble reading it, and I was like, oops. Oops. I don't think my cursive is that unreadable. I just think it's the person I was writing it to was slightly younger than me and did not learn how to read or write cursive. And I was like, oops, oops, oops. I'm old. I'm old. I just need like the what's the, hold on. I just need, like, a screenshot of... Oh, here we go. Just need to get this in here. There we go, we'll keep this on the screen. We'll keep this on the screen. This is how it feels when somebody can't read my cursive writing. Best old. My old. Yeah, cursive is becoming a lost art. I don't know though. Today I was talking to somebody who like works in like teaching and education, and she said that actually they're working on bringing it back in some places. Not as like a retro throwback, but as in like a, oh, we probably shouldn't have like stopped teaching this in the first place. So yeah, it looks like they're adding it back to the curriculum in some places. It looks like. Which I feel like is gonna make like a very weird generational gap where you have like people who could write in cursive and then you have like the decade of people who didn't really learn it and then you have back to cursive, I guess. I feel like typing replaced the purpose of cursive. Yeah, I don't know, because like the whole idea of cursive, I guess, is that it's supposed to be like faster or smoother to write compared to like printing. But yeah, you're right. I guess typing kind of replaced that. But I don't know. Maybe I think there probably might have been some kind of like motor skills related reason for why it would be cursive. I saw Gerson decided I had to click. Oh, did that show up in the preview? It's because I'm old. I feel old. I'm not actually old, but like it sure feels that way. But yes, hello on YouTube. Yeah. Cursive doesn't really serve a purpose now. Before it was to save ink and the way pens were made was not able to get alliteration of letters like we can get now, so it kind of serves no purpose. But yeah. I don't think any of my college courses would have accepted something in cursive. Well, I feel like most, just for like readability reasons, I know they would usually in high school and in university, they always ask me to like type stuff out, right? But I think that's just because the teachers, unless it's like a handwritten exam, they don't really feel like, you know, trying to decipher your handwriting. But I feel like now, I feel like in the future they might have to like start implementing, like I've seen some places do that as like an anti-cheating measure or like an anti-like answering questions with AI measure of just like making everybody write things by hand so that they know that you're not like copy pasting from anywhere. But yeah, that's apparently that's coming back somewhat. So that'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, what a dumb attempt. People are just going to write it down. What, like put something into like the AI and write it down by hand? Well, yeah, but like if you're doing that in the exam room, I think honestly, if you're somehow like pulling out your phone in the exam room and not getting caught, I think you probably deserve to pass anyway. But like, yeah, handwriting at least helps information stick in the brain better. I've heard that. I have doubts. Because I remember I heard that in 2019, and so I was like, okay. I was starting a new semester, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take all my notes by hand this semester. It was the worst semester up in my academic time up to that point. Like, it's not that I did not remember. I think part of it was that, like, most of the teachers that I had that semester, they kind of taught the class with the assumption that everybody was typing. Because I just, like, what did I have that semester? I had an English class where the teacher would just read off the slides and not really add anything. So it was hard to tell. I felt weird trying to take notes by hand. Well, even just notes in general, even if they would have been on a computer. It felt weird trying to take notes on that one because I felt like I was just copying off the slides because the teacher was just reading the slides. Greeting lady. Hello. Hello, chatter. Well, work stuff to do. See you later. Bye-bye. Have working. And then what else I had this semester? I had a history course that I think trying to do everything by hand almost cost me my grade in that course because the teacher would move through things so quickly that like I would have been able to keep up with a keyboard. I could not keep up with my hands. Like with handwriting, like the teacher went through things. And to be fair, I don't know if that's entirely his fault because I think it was the first year he ran the course the way he did. Because it was a course that I think was usually supposed to be like 100 years of world history, and then the school was like, haha, have you considered teaching instead 200 years of world history? So essentially it was like a very weird course because you were like bouncing all over the map. It was like, okay, here's what was happening at this point in time in England. Anyway, meanwhile in France, meanwhile in China, meanwhile in the Middle East, meanwhile in Russia. Like there was just like, it was incredibly dense, and yeah, trying to write everything by hand just like almost, I feel like my grade legitimately would have been better if I would have written notes with typing because it was like, there was just, stuff was moving too fast. Half of what I wrote down was not important, and half of the stuff that was actually important was not written down. Or sometimes I'd write things down in a way that I could not decipher later, like either because the handwriting was unreadable or because like I would write down a series of words and I'm like, go back and read them later, and I'm like, I don't remember what that means. All these words sound important, but I don't actually remember what they mean. Yeah, speedrun 100 years. Yeah, like it was kind of nonsense. I mean, we were kind of the guinea pig class for that, so I it's understandable, but still. And what else did I have that semester? That was 2019? Oh, I think I had Japanese class, which I took notes by hand, and that, I think Japanese class was the only time it turned out well anyway, but that's also because, like, most of our exercises were worksheets, and also I wasn't, like, at the time I didn't really know how to use a Japanese keyboard, so, like, I don't think I would have been typing very fast anyway. So Japanese actually worked out fine. What did I have this semester? I had Japanese, I had world history, I had English, I had... Oh my god, why am I forgetting this? Why am I forgetting this? Maybe if I look through... Hold on. Do I have a picture of my timetable? Somewhere. Not that I would show it on stream. I'm just like trying to see. I'm like, if I go back to like 2019, because this would have been like January... No. January 2019. Try to see if, like, if I have pictures of me in class. What do I have pictures? I have pictures of soup. This is not helping me. Ah, here we go. No, that's my work schedule. That's not my school schedule. Japanese, English, history... How did I forget? What was my fourth exam? Oh, you know what? I think it might have been World Religion. Was it World... No, I don't think it was World Religions. It was, you know what? It was probably some poli-sci course. It was probably some poli-sci course, which would explain why I don't remember any of it. Yeah, ho outer, ho bitter. Hello, Rudiger. What? What? Did I say something? Did I say something? Anyway, yeah, I don't remember what class I had that semester. Most of what I remember from that semester was that it was, like, the first week of classes was insanely cold. I remember I was in... My English class that semester was in, like, I swear just, like, the coldest room on campus. Like, it got to the point where, like, I would go to the washroom. I would get up to go to the washroom pretty regularly because the washroom was unironically warmer than the actual room. Like, the room itself was so, so cold. For no apparent reason. Also, that teacher was, like, really adamant about everyone taking notes on paper. To, like, a slightly, maybe not disturbing extent, but it was, like... I remember somebody who had like a laptop because it was like it was like an accessibility thing. Like it was like a thing that they had cleared with the school. Like I don't know who like clears the stuff, but like they had like cleared it with like the what's it called? It's not the Learning Disabilities Department. I'm forgetting what's it called. The department that's like, yeah, you can have this so that you can learn better. Anyway, they had cleared it. And accessible services, yeah, they had cleared it with them already. But the teacher was still challenging them on that. And they're like, no, I'm literally like dyslexic. I need the computer, please. So yeah, that was everybody else. I was writing in a notebook. I did not like it. I did not care for that class. Also, it was a 3-hour lecture. It was a 3-hour lecture in an incredibly cold classroom. And that was also the one where the teacher was just reading off the slides. I did not particularly enjoy that class. Which is unfortunate because like I usually like literature classes. It's just like, I don't know. I guess it is possible to screw up a class that badly. But yeah, poli-sci course or poli-sci? Poli-sci is in political science. Political science. New to here. I just got here. Yeah. It sounds like you were. Yeah, no, I think I had at least one political science course. Either political science or international relations, like every semester, I think. Including the semester where I went to Japan. Yeah, I think I had one every time. They weren't all equally good, I think. Like, which probably is why I don't remember some of them. Oh, maybe that was the semester. Oh, okay, I think I remember now. I think that might have been the semester. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. I was like, was that the semester where there was a semester where I had this textbook that was like $80 and like heavy as a brick. And it was about like Plato and like other Greek philosophers. And we used like 2 chapters out of it. Like, I carried that thing around with me the entire semester. It was like an insanely dense book and it was also insanely heavy. And we used like 2 chapters of it. I probably still have it somewhere. Chilled Eggy, hello Laughing Puck, good evening. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was I think that was political philosophy or something. Yeah, either way, that was certainly a class that I have only vague memories of taking. I don't know, it's very weird. Now me hearing Plato instead of Plato. Yes, the great philosopher Plato. I don't know, I thought that as a kid too. I think it's also weird because like, now that I think of it, in English we call him Plato, but I know in French they call the Greek philosophers other things. So like instead of Plato, I think it's like Pilate, and I think like Socrates is Socrate, and Aristotle is Aristote, which I'm like, those are like their names. Can they really just switch it up like that? It's very strange. It's very strange. I don't know if other languages do that. I don't know or if that's just French. That's just like, nah, we can't say Socrates. It doesn't exist in our language. We're just gonna call him Socrate. This is closer how do we pronounce it in German. Oh, okay. My French username is Slacker. Spiny le Slacker. Hi, hello. Cyberspace Noid, hello. I'm 100% sure this is an English issue. It's like Japan and Nippon. Yeah, but the difference is like, Japan is like a term, like that was a word that got like, wasn't Japan? I think it got taken from like something in Chinese for the word that they used for Japan, and that became like the English word for Japan. And also, I'm not even sure where the word China came from, because that doesn't sound anything like what the word for China is in Chinese, so I have no idea even where China came from. But it was Zipang once. Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking of. That's where it came from. It was like a Chinese word for Japan. Yep. Plato is actually a nickname, wide shoulder, because he used to wrestle and was yoked. Wait, really? Wait, what about Socrates and Aristotle? Were those also that can't be nicknames. Although I guess that makes sense because like Plato doesn't sound, it doesn't contain an e's. Not like Socrates. Or I guess Aristotle doesn't contain an e's. I don't know what the typical ancient Greek naming conventions were, really. Hey, Eggy, I had to do a thing for a minute, but I'm still here. Don't you say hi again. Miss has no object permanence. Wow, okay. For a guy who used to be named Lurker, you sure... That's what happens when you become chatter. Yeah, apparently China is close to the Persian word for it. Okay. Wait, so they took the word for Japan from Chinese, and then they took the word for China from Persian. No country can actually be called what they call it there. Oh, China comes from the Qin dynasty? Okay, I guess that makes sense too. But yeah. Messes up. Hey, remember 4 years ago? Oh god, 2021. Oh no, 2022 was 4 years ago. 2021 was 5 years ago. That's not how it's supposed to work. I think 5 years ago was supposed to be like 2018 or 2019. I think that's how it's supposed to work. I don't think 5 years ago is supposed to be 2021. I just don't think that's how it should work. And I think somebody should fix that. When are you calling Germany Deutschland? Fair. Well, isn't there also like Holland and the Netherlands? I know that's like another one. Time's not making sense after a pandemic. Yeah, kind of. Like, I think it's also too, it's like, I have to remember that I age. Like, I remember even like a few years ago, like I think, like I was already feeling this like 2022-ish, 2021, 2022, where like I had to like put my age in when I was filling out a form, and I had to like actually like calculate it because I forgot how old I was. I had to like think, I'm like, okay, I was born in this year, and then it's currently now, and it's not past my birthday. Like, I had to, like, actually, like, calculate in my head, like, to remember how old I am. EGGY, evening. It's good evening, Daedric. Yeah. Holland is a region with Netherlands, at least. Yeah, but I think in French... I'm trying to remember in French if they call it Hollande. Because I think in French they say Hollande, but in English it's the Netherlands. I think. Maybe. I'm not 100% on that. What was the genesis of the name Canada? I don't think I've ever heard. I feel like it probably originates in an Aboriginal language, but I am not sure off the top of my head which one. Yeah. I can understand the French way better than I can speak it. Yeah, that's how it works with a lot of languages, I think. Like, speaking is like its own beast, I think. I'm the same with Japanese, where it's like, I can read and I can write and I can sometimes understand usually, but like ask me to say something and I'm like, the Japanese just like leaves my body. But yeah, I'm the same with Spanish. Yeah, well, it's just like, I think the other thing too is that like, speaking a language is like, and I mean like literally speaking the language, like not just like, you know, engaging with it. It is something where it's like, it really is use it or lose it, because like, for me, I think that like, speaking is the hardest thing to practice because you need like a second person. Don't you have different kinds of French? Yes, French, Quebec French. Like, yeah, there's all sorts of French. In the same way that there's also all sorts of English, right? Howdy, Marie. Hello, Sheriff Pumpkin. Yeah. Canada comes from the St. Lawrence Iroquoian word kanata, meaning village or settlement. Yep, that checks out. That checks out. But yeah, New Brunswick French is very strange. Yeah! Yeah, there's like that kind of like maritime French. I know there's also like parts of the States that speak French. Like I think like parts of the States that used to be France, I guess. I know that there's French spoken in many parts of Africa. There's French spoken, where else do they speak French? I think parts of the Caribbean as well. Quebec. I think I already said Quebec. Other parts of Europe, I know in Switzerland they speak it. I know in Belgium they speak it. Don't forget France. France, obviously. I thought that one without saying. Yeah, Africa, Haiti, and Louisiana. Yeah. It's an assortment of places. An assortment of places. But yeah, no, there's different kind of dialects of French, or at the very least accents. In the same way that British English is not the same as, like, American English, is not the same as Canadian English, it's not quite the same as Australian English, even though they're all kind of, like, following the same rules and come from the same places. But, yeah. Yeah. No, speaking a language, it's like you need a second person to practice that, right? Because like reading and writing, you can practice on your own, or at the very least without like needing a second person there immediately. Even listening, you can practice listening without a second. You can like watch a video or listen to like audio or something for listening practice, right? But like for actually speaking, it's like, no, you need somebody to speak to, and that's not always easy to find. Like, obviously, like, I was more confident with speaking Japanese when I was in Japan. But that's also because, like, everyone around me was speaking Japanese. You know? Like, it didn't feel like practice, it just kind of felt like living life, you know? But then I come back here, and it's like, if I'm speaking Japanese and not English, it's like, no, this is practice. You are practicing, and I don't know, it just puts me in a different mindset. Almost like a more stressful one. Because, like, I don't know, it's like somehow... I guess in Japan, it's like, it doesn't need to... Your Japanese doesn't need to be perfect. Like, as long as you can be understood, right? Whereas, like, I guess maybe I feel like more pressure to have perfect Japanese when I'm not in Japan, somehow, you know? But... Yeah. Yeah. Languages. Do not forgore your languages. Do not forgore them. But yeah, no, I have to remember how old I am. Sorry, I'm like looping back to the other topic. I'm old. I'm not that old. I don't know. I don't know what counts as young anymore. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, I should just like subtract 5 years from my age when I think about how old I am, you know? Because I'm like, okay, maybe like take off like 2 to 3 years because of pandemic time. And then like, I don't know, I spent like a year, I spent a year in between like, cause like I finished high school, and then I did like a 1-year kind of college diploma program, and then I worked for a year, and then I went back to school. So I'm like, I didn't start university until like 2 years after I finished high school. So like, I don't know, I can probably deduct those two. That's fine, I can subtract 5 years, it's fine. You know, you made it to being an adult when you forget how old you are. Yeah, pandemic time doesn't count. So yeah, we'll subtract like 2 years, 2 or 3 years there, and then we'll subtract like another 2 years for like the time I spent between high school and university. Yeah, we can subtract that, and it's fine. I'm like 5 years younger. I'm 5 years younger, it's fine. But I guess it's also just kind of like, in the past few years, I feel like it's also really thrown into like, because I feel like when I was a kid, or even when I was in high school, I felt like, and this might have never been true, maybe this was just like a lie they tell children to try to keep them on the correct path, but like I feel like I had this notion as a kid of like, you know, by this age you should be doing this, you know, by like, you know, if you're doing university, it's like, okay, you should be graduated by the time you're 22, and then like you should have a job by the time you're this age, and like you should move out from your parents' house by this age, and you should like, you know, be thinking about this by this age. And I feel like past few years have like really thrown that all, and I mean that was already in the process of getting thrown around like even before that, but like I feel like the past few years have just kind of like really thrown. Yeah, I think this all falls apart when you meet your first pivoter in uni. Yeah, or even like I remember seeing people in my program when I was at university of like, not even like they pivoted, but like I met a guy in one of my classes who, like, he was in his 30s and he was like, yeah, I went to university right after high school and it went like really poorly and because I just wasn't ready and then I failed all my classes. So yeah, basically he failed all his classes, he dropped out, he worked construction for like 10 years and then he was like, you know what? I think I'm ready. I'm gonna go back to school, and then he did. So like, I mean, it is, there is not, I guess the lie they tell you is that there's like one straightforward path and that you should be like doing this by this age. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, that's not happening. But yeah, I think for most people, like, I feel like unless you manage to do everything, I don't know, that's something that like I feel is, yeah, whereas I switched from the office job to construction. Yeah, it's the other way around. One of the people I studied with had a child and was divorced. Yeah, I feel like it's very common. It's way more common than a lot of people think to like for people to go back to school later in life. I've seen that a lot as well for people who like were in the military. Like I know my mom has a friend who was in the military, like worked for the military for quite some time. And then after she retired from that, she was still in her 40s. And then she was like, you know what? I'm going to go into accounting. So yeah, she was like 40 and she was studying to be an accountant. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's just like one of those things where it's like, there's not like one way to do it, which just, I don't know. Maybe it's like, maybe it was kind of always like this, I think. But it was like, I feel like unless you manage to get everything perfect and never run into any obstacles, like, no one's getting married and buying a house and, like, having a full career by the age that you'd think that they would, you know? Because I'm like, yeah. But yeah, that's also why I need to be like 5 years less. I need to be 5 years less. But I don't know. I think it's also just like, most of the most interesting things that I feel have happened to me have all happened like after 2020. It feels weird to say. Yeah, the entire millennial military arc pre-drones is like, if you don't get a degree in uniform, you don't start college until 23 to 30. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true, because it's like, you do your service and then, doesn't it like pay for college too? So I imagine probably a lot of people choose to do that anyway, but yeah. My buddy's about to get married with a steady job at 24. The only wrinkle is that he's already had 2 kids with her. Oops. Maybe not oops. Good for him or oops, depending on how he feels about it. I mean, I know people who like, had kids like right out of high school. I don't know if it was their intention to do so, but if it was their intention, then good for them. But yeah, I think they want number 3 at this point. I mean, at that point, it's like, okay, well, that's probably intentional. Yeah. Spent most of my time in the Navy partying in Japan and other Southeast Asian countries. Didn't finish my degree, so I started uni twice. 20 in Aomori and then 24 back in the US. But yeah, did you finish it the second time at least? Yeah. I can't fathom affording a kid. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, I'm trying to think if I think I know exactly one person. I have exactly one friend who I know is in like some kind of financial position to even consider having children. Because like, I don't know, for a lot of people, I think it's also true just like, because I think about like my friends who rent places. Like even like visiting something like Beba's apartment, where like Beba was already paying quite a bit, but I was just like, okay, if one day Beba got married and had a child and she was somehow still living in that same apartment, like where would you put a child? Like if you were living in an apartment of that size, like, because I know a lot of people who live in like a similar size place, and it's like, okay, you have a child, where does the child go? Like, it's not even just like a matter of like, can you afford school supplies and food and such? It's like, where do you put the child? And yeah, raising kids in poverty is always a possibility. I mean, yeah, but like, if you're doing it on purpose, if you're like, if it's something, if it's a situation where you're like, I want to have a child, it's like, okay, you need somewhere to put them. Yeah. You were raised by Soviet people in his shows. I mean, I am from Canada. Yeah, the child goes in whatever available space. Yeah, because, like, I was thinking about, like... Yeah. It's like, it doesn't take as much money as you think. It takes a hell of a lot of time, though. Yeah, I just think it's also just, like... It's not just the time, it's also just, like, the time that could be spent working would not be spent working, you know? Because I know one of the things I hear people talk about a lot is, like, daycare is really expensive. So it's, like, a choice of, like, okay, if you can't do daycare, then a parent has to stay home and take care of the child. Which means that there's a loss of income there. But if you try to get both parents to work, then you have to send the kid to daycare, which is expensive. So it's like... Like, there's not really an answer. Yeah. A lot of poor families literally live in one room and baby in the same bed. Always been a thing. It's not just becoming more standard aside from people just not having kids. Yeah. Well, I guess it's more just like... I guess... Maybe it will become a thing again. I guess a lot of people are just like, I don't want to have a child unless I can, like, I know for sure I can provide them with, like, a good life. Which... I guess a lot of people feel they can't. But, yeah. Usually things become more possible if you have grandparents that do the duty. Yeah, I guess that's some of it, because, like, I don't know. Maybe this was, like... Uh-oh, what happened there? Hold on, my face just got disconnected. Ah, here we go. Because, like, I don't know, I know a lot of people who, like, don't live close to their parents as well. I guess that is true, like, if you have more extended family. But I know a lot of people who, like, live far away from their extended family, so it's like, okay, we're on our own here. But, yeah, smiles in the unsupervised 1990s internet. Yeah, smaller areas and more tight-knit communities can also get away with neighbors who take care of kids or at least drop by the house. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think about, like, how... Like, when my mom had me, like... I think my mom was... She was both the last out of her siblings and also the last out of a lot of her friends to have a kid. So I think by the time she had me, like, my mom was very well supported, I think, in terms of, like, people who knew how to take care of children and were willing to. So, like, yeah, I was being babysat by many of my mom's friends. And also, like, occasionally family members if they were around. Like, it's very... Yeah, like, my mom was well supported. But I know that, like, that's not a typical situation, I guess. Yeah. Helicopter parenting is a higher income phenomenon, too. Well, it's like you have to have a higher income to be able to helicopter parent. You know what I think is interesting is, I mean, I know some of this is probably just technology has improved, but, like, I remember, like, when I was in high school, like, it was, like, you know, early, mid 2010s, and it was a time where, like, most kids had smartphones, at least in, like, at my school. I know that's probably not, like, a generalization everywhere, but, like, most kids I knew had, like, most people my age had a smartphone or at least some kind of cell phone. But the idea of, like, tracking your kid's location, it was something that I think phones at the time could do, but it was generally frowned upon. Like, if you were a parent and you were, like, tracking your kid's location, it was kind of seen to be, like, at worst abusive and at best just, like, kind of nosy, like, kind of an invasion of privacy. But now it seems to be very normal. I feel like I hear people talking about, like, oh yeah, I just, like, track my kid's location, and I'm like, and you're good with that? I don't know, maybe I would understand if I was a parent, but, like, to me, I'm like when I was younger, I'm like, that I feel like that would have been seen as, like, an invasion of privacy. Like, that would have been, like, possible, but not common, you know? Yeah, tracking your kid's location used to just be a joke on The Simpsons. I know, and it's, like, weirdly, I don't know, maybe it's just, like, the people I've talked to, it seems more normal now. that's something that I'm like, I'm pulling out the I'm old again. I'm just like, we're pulling this one out again. I'm like, we're doing this now? We're doing this now? Yeah. Are people also tracking their spouses? Is that a thing? Do people actually do that? Like normal people, like that aren't being weird about it? Cause like, I don't know. That wouldn't. I mean, that's a different situation though. But yeah, you grew up in the very short window of time where children were allowed to have even a hint of privacy. Cause like, old egg yells at Cloud. Yeah. Because, yeah, I don't think I would want my location, at least not tracked by one specific person that I know. Like, I know we're all kind of having our locations tracked in some way or another, because that's how, like, stuff works. But, like, to be like, okay, my friends can, like, look at their phone at any time of day and know exactly where I am. Or at the very least, exactly where my phone is. I'm like, that seems like nonsense. I'm not sure I like that. Yeah. Yeah, difference between like a sea of data that could be tracked versus like someone actively doing it. Yeah, mainly from a VTuber, I realized that it has to be common. Okay, if it's from a VTuber, it can't be that common. I don't think I've met anybody who does that, but also maybe everybody I know is just in like good enough relationships to not need it. I don't know. What is the point? Because in my mind, I'm like, wouldn't that be like kind of like a I'm scared my partner is cheating on me kind of deal? Like, is that the purpose of it? Like, yeah, I think temporary location tracking is fine if you're like, I'm going to this far place, I'll share in case. Yeah, or I think I've done it. I've done like share my location for like, hey, I'm trying to go to this meetup that like, you know, we arranged to meet at a place and I'm lost. Anyway, here's where I am right now. Where should I go next? I've done that before. But I don't think I've ever like done like full-on tracking. That's what it is. I want to know that my partner is not cheating. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe everybody I know is just in like they're trusting enough relationships that they don't feel the need to do that. What? Do people do that? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff with dating and technology that just like makes me go, huh? Do people do that? Why? Like, I don't know. I would never use a dating app. Like, ever, for anything. Maybe as a joke. That's the most I would do to, like, for that, you know? Yeah, cheating paranoia, but also if friends do it, kind of becomes a trend. But, like, why would I need to know where my friends are, you know? Like, I mean, I guess like to make fun of them for like wow, look at this guy, there he is at McDonald's again for like the 7th time this week. like what am I doing? Like, oh wow, you're at work? Look at this guy at work on a weekday. Yeah. We are more normal, and by normal I mean we have a relatively healthy relationship with the internet. Yeah, I guess to a certain extent, yeah. Like, yeah, hello, Paisanos. Hello, Redem. Superstar. Welcome. But yeah, no, I think, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like other differences between like internet when I was in high school, because like I think there's a lot of differences, but some of it was just like technological. Like it was just like, oh yeah, well phones just can't really do that yet, so we never really thought to do it. But yeah, but yeah, no, tracking location is one thing. I'm like, that didn't used to be normal. I'm trying to think. I think I know some of this I think has just been because like everything is videos now compared to where it used to be like more photos. But I feel like taking pictures in public was very common. But I feel like filming videos in public was like used to be a lot less normal. But I feel like that might have just been like a technological thing. right? Like, I feel like that might have just been like, okay, we could take videos, but where are we gonna post it? Or like, I could take a video, but like, why would I do that when I could just take a picture? Like, I could just take a picture and post that, and everybody, it would have the same effect, you know? Yeah, I also think privacy laws meant something. I guess, yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I feel like a lot of things are kind of hard to enforce. Like, because sometimes I think about, like, when they talk about, like, taking pictures of random people doing stuff in public. Like, you know, somebody, like, seeing a picture of a guy, or, like, somebody seeing, like, a guy reading a book on the bus, and then they take a picture, and they're like, ha, look at this guy reading books. And then like, gets, like, 1 bajillion likes on Twitter. And, like, that is definitely bad. That is not good. However, I also don't know if there's any way to, like, actually prevent that aside from telling people to never ever take a picture in public, which is definitely, like, not enforceable, you know? You sue them, I guess. Like, yeah. Oh, like, you can just be like, hey, you have slandered. Like, what would this fall under, though? Is this also maybe like a Europe, North America thing? Because I'm not even sure, like, if that's like... I'm not even sure if you can sue them for that here. But also, I'm not a lawyer. If there's Canadian lawyers in the chat, please give your opinion on this. Yeah. I think Germany lets you hit them with Bildrechte? Good evening, X-Rock. But yeah, no, because, like, I don't know if there is, yeah, isn't that just part of GDPR? What is what is GDPR? Is this a legal term? Yeah, portrait rights. Yeah, maybe profiting off your likeness. Yeah, but then you have to prove that there's profit. Like, maybe if they have, like, a YouTube channel, or if they're, like, doing something that does make money, but, like, if it's just, like, somebody with, like, a lot of followers on Twitter who's not really, like, they don't have, like, Twitter Blue or whatever it is they're calling it now, like, they're not making money off of it. Like, maybe some kind of, like, I was gonna say, like, some kind of, like, I'm sure there's gotta be some law for, like, something that was, like, posted with the intention of, like, humiliation or something. Yeah, general data protection regulation. I guess, I don't know. Is your general appearance considered data? Like, is your likeness considered data? Yeah. EGGY Law, Ace Attorney cosplay one. I don't know. Several years back, I considered cosplaying Maya. I even, like, I started, like, trying to style a wig for it, and then I just, like, never finished it. But yeah, in Germany it is. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if we have, like, laws for that, too. Yeah, I think unless they either slander you or profit, there's not much you can do. Yeah. Because that's the thing, is that, like, everyone agrees this is bad, but no one can really figure out, like, on what basis can we actually, like, make a law against this without, like, accidentally, like, criminalizing taking pictures in public, because we all know people aren't going to stop doing that, nor should they stop doing that, so. Yeah. Because, like, I see that a lot, because that's, like, a common discussion for, like, Lolita fashion, where it's kind of like, on one hand, I think it's very rude if people take pictures of us without our permission. Like, if you're out with, like, a big group of Lolitas and, like, somebody just, like, takes a picture, that happens all the time, and it's very rude. Like, at the very least, they could ask. Because, like, I feel like most people are, like, if you ask for a picture, they will say yes. I feel like it's very rare for, because, like, the kind of people who ask are usually not the ones who are going to turn around and use it for, like, nefarious uses, you know? But I feel like the kind of people who are nefarious, just, like, don't ask. Yeah, it's common decency. And, like, if someone says no, then just, like, don't take a picture, right? But on the other hand, it's also just like, okay, I am doing an unusual thing in public. I'm wearing something unusual in public. So, like, I can't fault people. Like, yeah, they shouldn't take pictures because that's rude, but also, like, you know, it's an unusual sight, and I can't fault people for wanting to take a picture. Like, I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm just a not very confrontational person. Like, I'd much rather that somebody has like a picture of me that I'm not aware of than like getting into fights with people about it. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I have bigger things to worry about. Yeah. People try to stop public photos when higher megapixel flip phones became more normal. Didn't work out too well. Lots of fist fights though. Yeah, so I point at the egg dress in public. I don't know, that's like one thing that, I don't know, maybe I'm just like completely oblivious to it, but like, I see a lot of people say, like, especially people who are like new to Lolita or just to like J fashion in general, where they're like, I want to wear this, but I'm worried I'm gonna get stared at in public. And it's like, okay. On one hand, yes, people might look at you more or look at you weird, but also, like, you are wearing an unusual thing in public. Like, if you want to wear something unique, you're going to have to, like, deal with being perceived as somebody wearing something unique, you know? Like, yeah. Yeah, social attention that happens to think that stands out. Yeah, it's like, if you want to have the benefits of wearing unique clothing, you will also have to deal with the consequences of wearing unique clothing. Like, and that's just like one of them. But like, again, personally, like, I don't mind. Like, if I don't want to be perceived, I simply do not wear Lolita that day, you know? If I'm wearing Lolita, it's like, okay, I'm okay with being perceived this way. I did dress this way on purpose, you know? It's not like I want attention, but it's also like, if someone gives me attention, I'm not gonna be like, how dare you, like... Yeah, and like, I don't know, I've heard some people, like, I remember seeing a post, like, I think this was on Tumblr, like, ages ago. I remember seeing somebody saying that, like, they're like, I usually am a very anxious person, but like, when I wear Lolita, I never worry about people staring at me, because I know if people are staring at me, it's not because I'm doing something wrong, it's because of my clothes. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Like, people aren't really staring at you, they're staring at your clothes, because like, you're still you, but like, you're wearing clothes that people don't see very often. So in that sense, it's like, they're not staring at you because you did something wrong. They're staring at you because you're wearing something that they have not seen before, you know? Yeah, I had my local con and panel on Lolita culture by the local Lulitas. Let's guess my local con is fine. I have quoted EGGY IRL because of this guy. Wait, did you go to the panel? Quoted EGGY IRL. EGGY quotes. EGGY quotes. Yeah, no, I need to wear my dresses again. No, I was busy helping at the con. Oh, okay. Thus spake the egg. Daily EGGY quotes. Do we even have enough EGGY quotes to have daily EGGY quotes? It's like those people who like set up a bot that like posts a picture. Like I follow a few where someone's like, daily pictures of this VTuber or this character or something. Yeah, egg of the day. Egg of the day. Egg of the day. Wow, 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 wow. I'm not that EP. Yeah. On my way to maybe become more involved with organizing. I was busy helping at the con. Ah, okay. I had to bring it up because I am helping with the panels. Oh, nice and good. You are con staff? Are they at least getting you like a free badge? Yeah, I need to start thinking about spring conventions. I think I might actually be going to EGGY this year. I've been drafted into EGGY. But I don't know. I feel like that will be my one big expense though. I don't know what my other conventions would be looking like. Oh, I'm gonna have some water. You get free badge and free food. Oh yeah, free food as well. Do you get a hotel room or because I know some conventions here, if you are coming from far enough away, then they'll also give you like a free room in a nearby hotel. Or if they have like a deal with specific hotels, like especially for conventions where like the venue is a hotel. Yeah, you can, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I live in the city. Oh, okay. Because like, I know some people who would like, they do that for certain conventions where it's like, if you volunteer for a convention that's out of town, it's like the trip is like 80% already paid for. Because it's like, okay, you do have to be working the convention, but also like your room is covered, your food is somewhat covered. Basically, the only thing that you have, your badge is covered. The only thing you really have to pay for is like getting there and back, right? So I guess it's not a bad deal, I guess, if you don't mind working convention. I've never done it though. Yeah, you just work there for 8 hours a day. Yeah, I think it also depends what you're doing. Because like, I feel like a lot of con staffing is like waiting. Because I don't know, maybe it's just like most of when I see like staff visible, it's either when like setting up or taking down panels, or it's like making sure there's not too many people in the artist alley kind of thing. Yeah, badge checking, yeah. I feel like that's where staff are most visible, I think. You just stand there and go beep, beep. Yeah, I don't know if they still do this, but I remember Otakuthon 2019 basically had a system where instead of having people check badges at the door, they had like a card reader at the entrance. Like it almost worked like a train station, or like a bus station, like a subway station, where it's like you have like fare gates and you like tap your card to go through. They had something similar there where you just like, there was like, I don't think it was like a gate, but like there was like a scanner at the entrance, and you would just like tap your badge against that and it would let you in. Heyo, hello Red Plum, welcome. I think that's still the only convention I've seen do that though. Which, to be fair, they can do because everything's one building, so it's not like they have to like manage people going in and out of multiple places. Yeah, that's something you can do if the convention center has that set up. I think they did, because it was like all one building, and there was only a couple entrances that they were using. So like there wasn't like, it's not like they had to like supervise multiple buildings. Like, Anime North could not do that. I'm not even sure if MagFest could, but yeah. If it doesn't, you can't though. Yeah. I imagine there's probably also health and safety things with like what can be used as an entrance and an exit at any given time. Like I imagine like if the building is of a certain size or shape, they might be like, oh yeah, you need to have like at least 2 points of entry. And also I'm not even sure if Otakuthon still does that, because it's been 7 years since the last time I went to Otakuthon. It's been 7 years. A child born the last time I went to Otakuthon is in like 2nd grade now. Ugh. Check 1 for the passage of time. Check off passage of time box. God, ah. Ooh. Weh. Laughing at me. Sure, laugh at me for being old. It's gonna happen to you eventually too. Gonna happen to you eventually. Ugh. In fact, it may have happened to you. It's been 3 years since my last Dokumi. Ugh. Again, like 5 years ago is not supposed to be 2021. Like that's not how it's supposed to work. I'm ancient and decaying. Same. I will not go this year either, probably. Ugh. Old. Like, what was I doing in 2021? I started VTubing. What was I into? I think I had just played The House in Fata Morgana. What else was I doing in 2021? I was working retail. That's what I was doing. At a store that doesn't even exist anymore. What was I doing in 2021? Playing The House in Fata Morgana. I was really... I was dropping classes in school. That's what I was doing. I was barely going to school. I was watching HoloLive. I was Hello Link Storm 6. I don't know, what were you doing in 2021? PS4 is still new, right? Oh. Yeah. Feels like it was 2016 a few years ago. 2016 was 10 years ago. I don't like that. That's not how that should work. That's not how that should work. I hate that, like, I'm so mad that, like, I look at pictures of, like, trends and fashion that were, like, in style when I was in high school, and I look at them now and I'm like, seems a little bit dated. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't care for that. I don't care for that. Like, I know that, like, especially for makeup, because I feel like that kind of, like, 2014 to 2017-ish had, like, a very distinct style of makeup. So I know that, like, I look at that and I think, oh, that's, like, 2016 makeup. And, like, the fact that that is a thing that I can say, ooh, thank you for your redeem, is, like, recently found my fidget spinners again. I think apparently quoting vines is gonna become an old person thing. What was a hot anime in 2021? Oh, good question. Oh, I think I watched, or maybe that was 2022. When did I watch Skate the Infinity? I think that was 2021. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. I'm pretty sure Skate the Infinity, that was 2021. Yeah, first episode date, January 10th, 2021. Yeah, that's what I was watching in 2021, was Skate the Infinity. Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna make myself a bit bigger. I noticed I'm like, I look a little small today. Vine's been gone for about 10 years. No, it's only been like 8 years, okay? You're getting ahead of yourself. We're not gonna round up just yet. Oshinoko is 2023. Yeah, Oshinoko. Well, let me look at the archives here. Okay, my anime list, anime, seasonal anime, archive. Oh god, I have to search in the archive for that. Okay, let's see. Winter 2021. What was big in winter 2021? Attack on Titan final season. Horimiya, Mushoku Tensei. I don't know which season because I know it has like 1 bajillion seasons. Slime Isekai. A lot of sequels. Promised Netherlands season 2. Oh, Wonder Egg Priority. Now that was a thing that happened. Quintessential Quintuplets 2. Beastars 2. I think maybe... okay, maybe Winter. Eurocamp Season 2. I think Winter was maybe not the strongest season of 2021. Let's see if for Spring. Spring 2021. Tokyo Revengers! Oh, okay, yeah, that I remember. Nagatoro-san, that anime was 2021. Hero Aka 5th season, To Your Eternity, 86. Vivi Fluoride Eyes song, I like that one. Odd Taxi, that's what I was watching in 2021. Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi, yeah. Uma Musume Season 2. Dragon Maid Season 2. Yeah, there's a lot of Season 2s happening that year, I think. Gijay Harem was very good in 2024. Yeah, but we're looking at 2021. Shadow's House? Was that really 2021? I could have sworn Shadow's House was like later than that. Zombieland Saga Revenge. So it was like season 2. Dynazenon. Dynazenon. Pretty Boy Detective Club? Oh yeah, that was 2021, wasn't it? The World Ends With You anime. Okay, let's see what was happening in summer. Summer 2021. More Slime Isekai. That was, yeah, okay, that was Kobayashi. I don't remember any of these. Did I watch any of these? Sunny Boy, I've been told that one is good. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, there was, Hamefura season 2. Like, dumb, really dumb girl, villainous isekai. How do I already forget most of this? Kageki Shoujo, okay, that was a thing. I swear things happen. Things happened in 2021. Why don't I remember any of this? Okay, fall 2021, what was going on? Was I just watching VTubers the entire time? Oh, okay, Komi-san was, 2021, okay. More Mushoku Tensei. Oh, Ranking of Kings, that was 2021. Why don't I remember any of these? I swear I watched anime in 2021. Was why is Oh, JoJo! Stone Ocean. Stone Ocean 2021. Is Stone Ocean 5 years? No, there's no way. There's no way Stone Ocean is no. No. Tokyo Revengers is funny simply for what it does to cosplay at German conventions. Oh no, yeah, they had to do that here too. I love the how the Tokyo Manji game, due to unfortunate circumstances, is now like the Tokyo like nothing gang. You'll do things to forget everything. Stone Ocean had like a 2-year break. Okay, that explains why I was like, I could have sworn that was later. I could have sworn that was like at least a year later. Yeah, Ranking of Kings, the end was weird. Yeah, so 2020's memory wipe. Yeah, because it's like, I know I watched anime in 2021. I mean, granted, some of that might have been like catching up on shows that I wanted to watch in previous years but didn't get around to. But I'm like, no, I could have sworn there was more in 2021. I could have swore there's a lot. I didn't remember there being that many sequels, but also maybe I just didn't watch any of them and that's why I don't remember them. Oh god. Yeah, what was going on there? Like, I guess I was watching VTubers the whole time. Like, I might have fallen off anime for a bit just because, like, because I watched VTuber. Okay, let's see winter 2022. Do I remember anything? No. Oh, winter 2022 was Dress Up Darling. You know what I'm thinking? I think that, like, 2021 and 2022 were, like, a big year for the genre of anime that's, like, what if there was a girl and she was unusual? Like, do you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I feel like Nagatoro and Komi-san and Dress Up Darling and like, it's like a genre show. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, what if there was a girl and she was interesting and like that's the show. Which, to be fair, there is also kind of, I feel like, also, like, a show that's like, what if there was a guy and he was weird, but, like, it's usually not, like, I feel like with the girls, it's usually, like, a romance thing, and then with the guys, it's just, like, a normal slice of life. Yeah, girl does thing and we love the girl. Yeah, yeah, like, what if there was a girl and you liked her? Like, that genre of show, you know? I'm glad you know what I'm talking about, yeah. Aharen-san is also in that category. Wasn't there, what was it? Like, Teasing Master Akagi or something? Like, I think that was, like, another one that was just like, yeah, what if there was a girl and you liked her? What was the other one? What was the girl? What was the name of it? The really short girl with the really big boobs. What was her name again? She was, like, everywhere. She was everywhere in, like, 2019, 2020. Uzaki. That's who I was thinking of. It's so funny because I feel like we dodged the, like, Dekai. What was the shirt said? It was like Sugoi Dekai. I think we just barely dodged the Sugoi Dekai shirts happening at anime conventions, but just because, you know, there were no anime conventions that year. Yeah, we just narrowly avoided the, like, Sugoi Dekai timeline. I was like, I don't know, we were still dealing with, like, the Ahegao hoodies at that era, right? So yeah, I think the Sugoi Dekai, I think that would have been, I predict if there had been no pandemic, that would have been, like, what was going on that year. Yeah, Sugoi Dekai is probably better, though. I mean, yeah, it's a little less obnoxious looking. It's a pretty simple shirt, but yeah. Yeah, guy does his thing and beat people up everything anime. Solo leveling, Tokyo Revengers, Windbreaker. I don't know if those are quite the same thing, though. Yeah. I remember seeing a guy with an Ahegao hoodie IRL. It was awful. Yeah, I remember that was, like, a whole discussion of, like, should you be allowed to wear this, like, in places? Because, like, it's one thing to wear it to, like, an anime convention. Especially if you're going to, like, an 18+ panel or something. But, like, to wear that, like, to school, or, like, when people started applying it to other things too, like making, like, Ahegao cars or something. Also, wasn't there also kind of a thing that, like, wasn't mostly made out of, like, stolen art, and there was, like, a whole thing about, like, should you be allowed to, like, sell stuff with this print? I think there was one company that was like, oh yeah, we made one that was like an ethically sourced Ahegao hoodie, where it's like, this is all made out of, like, art that we, like, contacted the artists and got on purpose. But yeah. Yeah, Sugoi Dekai Supreme for anime ladies. I'm sure somebody, like, at that era probably, like, edited that, like, in the Sugoi Dekai in, like, the Supreme font. That probably exists. What's the new anime that everyone cosplays recently anyway? I know we had a wave of Demon Slayer and Spy Family cosplayers. Well, I think those are both still a thing. What have I seen a lot of recently? I mean, stuff like, Genshin, Project Sekai, those are still very popular to cosplay. I'm trying to think of, like, what's the recent big, Dress Up Darling, I think, is a big one to cosplay. Freyrin, yeah, Freyrin is a big one. I think the thing with Freyrin, and I guess Dungeon Meshi was kind of like this too, is that the designs are, like, really simple. I think that, like, because, like, after years of, like, extreme over-designed gacha kind of designs, I think people just kind of, like, burnt out on it. And then you have, like, a show where the characters are all just, like, woman in large robe, and everyone's like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Uma Musume I saw a lot of. I don't know. Should I cosplay Tiamat or O? Like, I'd probably just... I don't know if I'd want to buy, like, the whole thing, but I feel like I could probably find, like, an inexpensive, like, dress and uniform. And just find the wig for it. Yeah, it's nice to have popular, simple designs, easily accessible. Yeah! Because, again, I think Dungeon Meshi was like that, too. Like, they was, to a certain extent, largely just, like, people in robes, you know? Like, this wasn't, like... Compared to, like... Again, like, extremely detailed kind of outfits. And it's something that's a lot easier to make yourself, too. So... Yeah. It's gotta be another thing. I feel like I've seen a fair amount of Mau Maus recently. I think that would be, maybe I could be a Mau Mau. Best times you're the horse. True. True. I don't know. What do I have on my cosplay list for the future? Like, I don't know. Maybe let's put text on screen. Let's put text on screen so that I can... So I can, like... oh, this is way too big. Let's make that smaller. Like... a fraction of that size. Cosplay? Question mark? Like, cause I'm trying to think of like everything I've thought about cosplaying in like the past year or two. TM Opera. Oh, that's one of them. What else did I want to cosplay? Okay, so I have the problem of I like the design for Miku from like monitoring, like the one with the eye patch. The problem is that I do need glasses to see. So this is the problem, because there are cosplays where I'm like, I'm comfortable walking around with the cosplay and my glasses, right? Because I'm just like, oh goodness. My face! Did I kick something? Ah, there we go. Like, I'm comfortable wearing my glasses with some of them, right? But like, I could ever worn contacts? Not very well. I have worn contacts before, but they weren't prescription ones. Like, they were just like color contacts, and I wore them with great difficulty. Yeah, glasses over eye patch. That's the thing, right? Like, if I have glasses, because like I've worn cosplays before where I would take off my glasses for pictures, and honestly I think one year I was Chika from Kaguya-sama one year, and I was wearing it with my glasses, and I remember like when people took photos, I'm like, do you want me to take them off? And like I had multiple people be like, no, keep them on. So like some people do just like character but with glasses on, like I guess some people just think that's cute, but yeah, I think it's like, I guess I'll put monitoring Miku, because I'm like, I like the design, but also I'm just like, I can't do glasses on top of eye patch. That's just gonna look silly. I'm just gonna be silly. I'm gonna look foolish. I'm gonna look absolutely foolish. I don't know. Are there any characters I like that wear glasses now that I think of it? Let me add Mau Mau to the list. She doesn't wear glasses, but I'm gonna add her to the list anyway. Yeah, people love glasses. I don't know, I think, you know what, people would go for Mau Mau with glasses. I think Mau Mau with glasses, I think people would actually like that. I think, like... Yes, we're all putting in the silly Fubuki copy pasta. But yeah, no, I think, yeah, Mau Mau feels like a character that would wear glasses, I think. Like, she doesn't, but like, it wouldn't look out of place if she did, you know? The creature says, I'm old in the center right of the screen. I'm old. I'm old. What else could I wear? I'm trying to think, like, is there a show I've watched where I'm like, I want to cosplay this character? Like a game I've played. I have a bunch that I'm leaving off the list because I would only do them if I could get, like, a group, or at least, like, a second person, you know? So I'm just gonna, like, leave them off the list because I'm not gonna, like, be in people's DMs. It's like, hey, do you want to cosplay this with me? Cosplay Beba? And what, have Beba cosplay me? I don't think I would even be a very good Beba. I'd need Tim's. I'm trying to think for VTubers I'd like to cosplay. Because, like, I don't know, I feel like there's VTubers that are people cosplay. Like, there's a lot of Gura cosplayers, but I think it's some also because Gura was kind of like at the intersection between like things that are popular and things that are comfortable. Because there's plenty of other popular VTubers, right, that you can cosplay. Like, yes, Gura is very popular, but like, there's tons of popular VTubers, right? But I think Gura was also because her outfit is essentially just like a hoodie. Yeah, it's simple design. Like, honestly, if you bought a Gura cosplay, like, what would you need? Like, shoes, socks to go with them, maybe, the hoodie, wig, hair clips, that's it. Everything else is just hair and makeup. Maybe the trident if you wanted to be fancy with it. But, like, if you just walk around without the trident, like, everyone will still know what you are. When you compare that to, like, Ina, right? Where it's like, okay, if you're gonna be Ina, either you're gonna be super try-hard and you're gonna make all the tentacles. You still have to figure out how to make this, like, jelly hair wig work. The hair is much longer. That's the other thing with Gura, is that the hair is, like, kind of, like, a reasonable length that's easy to work with. Like, somebody like Ina, it's like, okay, well, now you got, like, this, like, hair down to your butt level of wig going. Kanade Hololive is probably an excellent choice. Yeah, Kanade's looks pretty cozy. Who else would be, like, comfortable enough to cosplay? Fauna default outfit is really pretty. I also, every place I've seen that sells it prices it at, like, at least $300 for good reason, but, like, it is pretty. I would like it. It is pretty and nice. I guess even, like, Nimi is pretty cozy. It looks comfortable enough, at least. Yeah, Nimi Nightmare is likely comfy. Yeah, Nimi's is, like, some of the shoes I've seen people do the cosplays with look a touch uncomfortable, but, like, the dress itself looks pretty cozy. And, like, again, the hair is a reasonable length. Ame's looks pretty cozy. I'm trying to think of the JP girls, because, like, I see a lot of people cosplaying, like, Suisse and Marine because, like, they're popular. Yeah, Iron Mouse have 100 different outfit options. Yeah, and none of them look especially comfortable, I'm gonna be real. It's not that they look bad, it's just that they look, like, I think about, like, physically wearing this on my body for, like, 12 hours at a time, and I'm like, Subaru, yeah, that's true. Vivi. Was Vivi one of the ones? I remember, like, a long time ago, I, like, went through every Hololive member, and I, like, tier listed them based on if they were wearing, like, pants, shorts, or, like, a dress or a skirt. And I think, was Vivi one of the few ones that was wearing pants? But wait, was she the one with, like, the makeup brush? Vivi's the one with, like, the makeup brush, like, belt, right? Trying to think, like... Oh, you know who would actually be really cozy? Hajime. I think hers looks super comfy. Like, actually, I think even comfier than Kanade, I think. I think hers looks very cozy. Did she have pants? No, maybe that was somebody else. Oh, yeah, well, she sort of, yeah, she has pants. I'll allow that. That's pants. We'll call that pants. I think also, too, I think, like, for me as well, my other problem is that the more booba-ish, or the more they try to show off the booba, the more complicated it feels as well to me as well. Because it's like, okay, now I have to figure out, because that's the thing is that, like, I think that's the other thing with Gura cosplays is because, like, you just have to make sure that, like, the hoodie is oversized enough and that like, it's not too short. But, like, when you get into stuff where there's, like, booba showing, it's like, oh, no, this needs to fit perfectly, otherwise there's going to be indecent exposure. Like, yeah. Vivi is max makeup, max dancer. Yes, okay. Korone is pretty simple. Yeah. Korone. I guess Okayu is also relatively simple. I don't know, I've also considered, like, because I was looking at the boys, and I'm like, I would not do Flayon default outfit, but Flayon has like an alternate outfit that has like, it's like a sweater vest. That one looks relatively comfortable. And also like, I don't know, I would probably have to like find pieces. The other thing too is like for a lot of characters is like, can I find a wig for this? That's the other challenge. Because you either have to find like a character that is popular enough that they make wigs for it, or find a character that has like a common enough hairstyle that you can like repurpose a more like multi-use wig, right? So it's like, okay, I need a character with like, you know, black hair and bangs. Then it's like, okay, that's easy to find a wig for, and you can just like slightly adapt it to your needs. It's unusual for me, but I really like Vivi's voice. At the same time, the quality I ascribe to it is flat, as in without resonance. Interesting. I don't know if that's a word I would use to describe it. But I don't know if I've heard it enough. Maybe you're right. But yeah, like, cause like... wigs. Wigs are their own beast. Sorry, I was gonna add something to the list and then I forgot. I was thinking about wigs. What was I thinking about? I was thinking about wigs. I was thinking about VTubers. Hi, back. I'm back. Hi, Eggy. Hi, back. I'm Eggy. Hold on. I'm thinking. I thought, and then I forgot. Work done. Just waiting to clock out now. Killing time. Let's go. No, I'm talking about cosplays I want to do someday. I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Where were we at? Korone. No, Vivi. I'm like trying to follow back like the things I've said out loud. Vivi. Talking about Flayon. I was talking about wigs. Oh, right. This one. The thing is, I would have to make the dress myself. Because the maid, her dress is like, it's like a not Victorian, it's like, I don't know which era it's necessarily based on, but like it's an era that is common enough for pre-made maid dresses. Unfortunately, it's purple. So I remember like trying to hunt a while back for like to find a maid dress, and I'm like, okay, I need it to be both like floor length and have like this kind of sleeve and also be purple. And like I found maid dresses that are purple, and I found maid dresses that were like in that style and shape and length. I could not find one that was both. I'm sure there's probably like some custom shop that where you can be like, hey, can you make this but like in purple, and they would do it. But like I'd also need like an insanely long wig. But I think this is a kind of cosplay that would like pay off. Because you know when you like cosplay from something that's, because like you can cosplay from something that's like really popular and everyone will be like, hey, it's your popular thing, and you're like, yeah. But then like it's also fun to like cosplay from something super niche, because you know that like the one person that recognizes you is going to be like so happy about it. Oh, actually, speaking of things that I would be so happy if I saw, this is another one that I think I could do, because I feel like I could piece this together out of, like, Maria's design I think I could piece together out of, like, things that either I already have or things I know where to find. Like, yeah. Because, like, I have shoes I could use. I know where to find a heart bag. I know where to find a blouse. I know where to find... Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe I would have to make the skirt and maybe like the corset top type thing. But yeah, I hope you're setting this list for future reference. I don't even know if this is future reference. I probably have this list, probably, something similar probably exists. Like before. You can also cosplay like niche and popular. I've seen an old man Himmel before and went, whoa, sick cosplay. Oh yeah, it's like a thing, popular thing, but it's like the specific, like extremely specific version of the thing. That's like most Miku cosplays though. Cause like I feel like it's not as popular to cosplay like default Miku anymore. Like the meta is now to cosplay like Miku from one specific song. So it'd be like, here's like Mesmerizer Miku, or like I guess I could be Fujo Miku. I could do that. I kind of want to be Teto, but like the thing with Teto is that like you have to figure out how drill tails work, and I just kind of don't really feel like doing that. It just doesn't sound like a fun time. I'm sure there's ones that you can buy like pre-curled, and you just gotta like clip them on, but I don't know how good they look. Ready to become bird brained? Yeah, I did see some bird brains at Magfest. Yeah, what's up? It's me, Migu with long oversized shirt. Yeah. Cause yeah, anything else I can think of is stuff that would need like a group. So I'm like, I don't know. I do a Tales of Symphonia group. Unfortunately, currently that would be me and maybe one other person because I don't know enough people. I don't know enough people who played it to get a whole group. But what else would I do as a group? I don't know. I think if somebody asked me, like if I was with some friends and someone was like, we should all cosplay like, you know, one specific Hololive lineup or something, I'd probably do it. I'd probably just like be like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll be whoever you need me to be. Who would you cosplay in Tails? Colette? Yeah, I think so. I think I'd be Colette. Cause like, I don't know, the wig is simple. The wig is simple. Thank you, Colette, for having extremely normal hair. Obviously, like, making the costume, I guess either have to make it or buy it, but that would still be easier. I don't know. I'm more down to do sewing than I am to do wig styling. Cause like, wig styling, once I tried to style a wig in 2019 and I spent like 6 hours cutting like tiny little bits of hair. And then I started crying and kind of had a breakdown about it. I'm like, okay, cause like at the time I was told like, oh yeah, cut in like really small pieces, right? Like don't make big snips because you know, you don't want to cut off too much by accident. So I cut such small snips that like it was basically like a powder. Like I've probably inhaled pieces of those wigs because like I was cutting it in such small pieces. Yeah. Colette, but your cosplay group is evil and forces transparent wings on you. Is it gonna be like, you know, like those guys who cosplayed like the Persona 5 battle menu? It's gonna be like that. I'm just gonna have like 6 people each holding up either side of the wings. But Eggy, Big Axe, Precia cosplay, I'm just not as invested in Precia. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't want Big Axe. I just simply don't care for Big Axe. Do I strike you as a Big Axe person? What about Toho? I don't know. I feel like if I'm scared of cosplaying Toho because then somebody might ask me a question about Toho and then I'm gonna have to be like, actually, I don't really know about anything about it except the music. I'm gonna be like, I don't know. It's like one of those things where I'm like, if I'm gonna cosplay from something that I'm not 100% familiar with, then like it's either gonna be like it has to be a group where it's very clear that I'm like doing this with friends, or I just don't do it. Like, you've been mistaken for Marisa. Yeah, but that was because I was wearing a black and white dress. I'm not Marisa Toho. I was wearing a black and white dress, and I guess I had like a black and white bonnet, which is weird because that's not what she wears on her head. But like I had multiple people that day be like, Marisa Toho? Yeah, I'm playing Labyrinth of Galleria right now, and you could cosplay Mean Eureka. I have not played that game. What other games could I cosplay from that I've like played recently in the past year? I don't know. I think I'd be down to do... I would maybe cosplay Ib, but only if I had a group of friends. Ib is like another one where I'm like, I'd be down to do like Ib or Mary, but like, that's assuming that I can get 2 other people to do it with me. Like, if I could find like a Gary and somebody to be like the other girl, whichever one I decide to not be, that would be the only circumstance I think I would do it. Some from Zelda, maybe? Like who? Zelda, I guess. Malin or Anju. Yeah, but like, I don't know, are they recognizable enough on their own? I feel like that's another one where I'm like, I'd be worried about like if I'm recognizable enough and if I'm not walking around with like a link. Just split cosplay both Ib and Mary, obviously. What, just like change back and forth? The Great Deku Tree. Yeah, Kohane Project Sekai. I don't know. Do I like anybody from Project Sekai enough to cosplay them? Like, aside from the Vocaloids. I don't know. Maybe Mizuki. But everybody already cosplays Mizuki. I swear, I think Mizuki is probably, like, one of, if not the most, like, the character I see people cosplay the most. I feel like Project Sekai is another one you gotta do as a group, you know? Tingle? I'm not gonna be Tingle. Like, I'm not doing Tingle. The Tingle disrespect. You know what? I'm not gonna respect him. You know what? I'm not gonna respect Tingle. He just doesn't deserve it right now. Buff Tingle cosplayer. I don't know. I think some of these too, I'm like, I feel like if I want to be some of them, like, I know that, like, you don't need, like, the body of the character to cosplay the character, but I just think that if I'm gonna be TM Opera O, I might as well be in shape, you know? If I'm gonna cosplay a character who's, like, canonically an athlete, like, I might as well be somebody who can actually run. Cosplay Mafuyu and make your surroundings increasingly worried about you. You're just like, cosplaying Mafuyu, this is a call for help. I died a little of embarrassment today, that's a yap. Just a little? What did I say? Did I say something? Did I say something? Is I see you in the real Uma Musume races where the cosplayers actually run? Yeah, see, that's why I would have to get into shape if I'm TM Opera O, because then I actually have to, like, win the race so I can, like, prove that I'm the greatest. And the only Uma Musume who matters. Yeah, cosplaying Tingle means skin-tight spandex, doesn't it? To a certain extent. Do they even let you into the con like that? As long as it covers everything. I mean, different conventions might have different rules. I think as long as it covers everything and there's not like any slip-ups happening, and I think as long as you're wearing shoes. I feel like most conventions I feel are like more concerned with the shoes part, because like if you're not wearing shoes it's a safety hazard, but Tingle wears shoes, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure he has something on his feet. But yeah, I don't know for guys, because like I know usually for girls they're more strict, where they're like, okay, yeah, you cannot be showing too much boob, you cannot be showing like too much nether regions. But I don't know for guys. Can guys do shirtless? I can't remember. Can guys do shirtless cosplays at conventions? At some cons you can, yeah. Because like I feel like I've seen them, but like I don't remember if they were like technically on con premises. Like it was like situations like Anime North where it's like outside, so I don't know if that's like technically counts like at the convention, but yeah. Our con now disallowed it. Yeah. They'll enforce it from next year. Yeah, because like I'm trying to think. Because, like, granted, I can't think of a lot of people who do, like, a full-on shirtless cosplay. I think the other thing, too, I've seen is that, like... So, I know a while back, and I've seen, like, a few people do this, but I've seen female cosplayers that... You know in the same way that you can buy, like, male cosplayers who cosplay female characters can buy, like, just straight-up, like, artificial boobs? Like, it's just, like, a thing that they put on underneath, like, their top that's just, like... It's just, like, silicone boobs, right? Like... It looks, from a distance at least, or in pictures, like it looks legit kind of thing. I've seen that, but like the opposite. But for for like male chests. I've seen like like female cosplayers who cosplay guys, where they will just like either, I guess if they're flat chested to begin with, or if they have like, you know, they like bind their chest and then they have like this like silicone male chest that they put on top. Yeah, like artificial abs. It's like, yeah, the muscle chest. Usually they do look pretty muscular, but I feel like most of the time I've seen them, it's not with the intention of like trying to look more muscular. It's with the intention of like not showing your boobs when you're trying to cosplay a character that does not have any. But yeah, I remember seeing a few people like several years back that would use those, and I'm like, I don't know where that falls into the rules, because like you're technically not shirtless, like you're absolutely wearing something on top of your chest, but like the intended effect is to make it not look like that, you know? Hi, full Tamao Cross, let's go. Did you, okay, when does the TM Opera O New Year's outfit polling start? Does that start today? This is the only thing I cared about. I have like 14k carats saved up specifically for TM Opera O in this outfit. I'm like, I'm just waiting. No, they just posted the stats. Okay. Where is she? Where is she? Give me the thing. I posted the calendar. Let me see. In Discord, I'm assuming? It doesn't say when it's dropping though. That's just the stats. Oh, it's probably in the games channel. Oh no, it's not. Yeah. Because for some reason I thought it started on the 29th, but I could be wrong. TM Opera, TM EGGY O. The O stands for old. No! TM Opera old. No! Yeah, our local con has an all-year-round help desk for questions. How'd you go? What did I miss? Thinking of things I could cosplay in the future. You know what? I might as well put this... Because it's like the casual one I think would be relatively easy to put together. I think there would be some things I would need to do myself, but like I could make this, like I could buy a ton of stuff on like AliExpress or something and figure it out from there. Because it's like shorts and cat tights and a relatively normal shirt, I think, and maybe the hat. But that's just like a base. Wait, no, I have the official merch hat. Could I use that for a cosplay? I guess finding a wig would be its own battle too. But yeah. But I guess that's just some Noelle cosplays. That seems really easy. What, Noelle Hololive? Or no, Noelle, oh yeah, Noelle Deltarune, sorry. You're actually, you know what, maybe I will add that to the list. I think Noelle, well, maybe not. I feel like Noelle Deltarune is like another one that I'm like, I would do this if I was with a group. Like if someone's like, let's be Susie and Chris and Noelle, I think I would do it. I would do it. I don't know if I would do that out of my own free will though. I say free will as if like somebody like coercing me. No, like, I mean, I think I would do it like on my own, you know? Yeah, Deltarune would make a cute group. I think, yeah, you're right, it would. I just need to, like... I don't know, I feel like the circle between, like, people I know who cosplay and people I know who play Deltarune is, like, the Venn diagram there is not intersecting. Howdy, hello, Puff-Tart Luna, hello. How do cosplay groups even come together? I don't know, I think it depends, because some people will seek them out on purpose. Like, I know some people who will, like they would go into like Facebook groups back in the day or like Discord servers and they're like, hey, I want to cosplay this. Or I think some people also too will meet at meetups. Sorry, I just had the thought. Ato! Okay, Ato. That's another one. I'm adding Ato to the list. Ato's going on the list. Ato's going on the list. I gotta cosplay something from Hundy Line. I know one of the girls would be easier, probably, but like, Ato. You know? Ato. If I'm gonna cosplay from Hundy Line, it's gonna be Ato. It has to be Ato. But yeah. Unfortunate. Second place. Unfortunate. But yeah, I know some conventions, they will also do like cosplay meetups. So they'll be like, hey, everyone who's cosplaying from like Uma Musume, like we're gonna meet here at this time and we're gonna do a big Uma Musume photo shoot. I know that happens. No Kurara. I don't want to wear the tomato head. I know that you can... Okay, I mean, I guess you don't have to wear the tomato head, but like, what's the point if there's no tomato head, you know? You gotta have the tomato head, but I don't want to wear the tomato head. Also, with Ato, I can wear my glasses. I just realized. With Ato, I can wear my glasses, so that's an option. That's an option. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to think. There's plenty of Umas with glasses, but I don't like any of them as much as I like Tiamapro. So I might try to make it to a con trainer series. Here's hoping I don't get scammed again. Again? I mean, again. Nice nature. She doesn't have glasses. You can't just say nice nature because I'm NiceEggy. You can't just do that. A trainer of what? Umas. In the anime, the trainer has like a specific design. I ordered a custom cosplay because the size wasn't right and they just never sent it. No! No! I just like nice nature. Are you gonna be like the guy, the kind of person where like you just like a character so much that every time someone's like, who should I cosplay? You just like suggest that character regardless of whether or not it would suit them or not. Just like, you should cosplay Nice Nature. And they're like, I don't like Nice Nature or care about her. And they're like, you should cosplay Nice Nature. Yeah. I'm actually not that into cosplay. I don't know. I feel like I want to do it casually. Like, I had friends, like, who used to do it, like, super complicated, super, like, they were spending lots of time and money and doing all the fancy photo shoots and stuff. But, I don't know. I don't think I'm that good at it. I think... Because at the time, I think I just was not good enough at, like, wig styling and makeup. And I'm still bad at wig styling, but I think I'm definitely better at makeup. The thing with cosplay makeup is that you really, really, really can't... You can't be a coward about it when it comes to... Because especially if your wig is in, like, a color that isn't, like, a color that people's hair would have naturally. Because that's one thing if you're wearing a wig that's, like, you know, brown or blonde or black, like, you know, more like natural hair colors. But if you're cosplaying a character whose hair is like pink or blue, like you really have to go hard with the makeup. Otherwise your face is just gonna like melt into the wig. And I think that was like something I just had not like yet internalized at the time. Because, you know, you do your makeup before you put on the wig. So you're like, this is very heavy. This will surely still work when I put on the wig. And then you're like, ugh. I was so sad and disappointed I didn't even go to the con and just give my 3-day ticket to my unemployed friend. No! Okay, I hope you don't get scammed again. I hope you can purchase from reliable cosplay sources. Or I hope that your costume just like mysteriously shows up in the mail one day. Like they sent it and then it got lost in the mail and then they just like forgot to tell you. Could you El Condor Pasa and use the mask as part of your glasses? Actually, let me look. Let me look up like Uma Musume with glasses, just to see, because I know there's like a few of them. Like who do we have? I think there was like Zeno Rob Roy is one of them. Iconodictus. Oh, Biwa. I guess I kind of like Biwa. Is there more? There's gotta be more than that. the other thing too is like some of them wear glasses, but they're not glasses that look like what I wear. So like I would have to like buy a new. I don't know. I guess I could buy like cheap prescription frames. Like I know that that exists, but it's like I'd have to get like another pair of glasses just for this, you know? But yeah, you could rock a good biwa. That wig must be insane though. Like how do other cosplayers do it? Hold on, let me just look up. Just to see like what it looks like on other people. Because I'm like, that wig must be something. I'm also not sure if that like style of glasses would look good on me. I don't know. Lately I'm like I want to be the kind of person who can pull off narrow lenses, but I maybe it's just not for me. But maybe it would look different. Maybe it would look different. Maybe it's just because like I'm trying it on at the store when I'm in like default clothes and winter coat. Like maybe it would look better if I had it on with like a big wig and stuff. Just like Halloween in cold places, your costume with a coat, your team opera with glasses, or Manhattan Cafe with glasses. Yeah. Is anyone from Mahjong School cosplayable? Oh, true! I considered cosplaying Ishihime once, but I couldn't find like a reasonably priced cosplay, so I think I just like gave up. But no, I do kind of want to cosplay Ichihime. And just like, I don't know, camp out in the games room. Maybe I'll lose at Zhong purposely. I'll I'll sit in the games room and just like throw, just constantly throw, just completely lose all my games on purpose. You'll have to pawn a lot. Yeah, I have to say pawn, yeah. Like, that's obligatory. Oops. I like, just keep saying pawn and just call everything. Call everything. Who cares if this will get you any yaku? Any of them. It won't. Just call everything anyway. Play by vibes, nya. Play by feel, nya. Mahjong Soul cosplay, need to say the lines if you play any IRL games. Someone's gonna be out here cosplaying that. What's the Joseph? Like the guy who's really loud and everyone turns down the volume on his lines? He's like, Pone! Roan! Chi! Reach! Copy the video where Ichihime sings every yaku. Just hit the button, yeah. Oh, the amount of PTSD you will give people when you hit them with a run, yeah, and then take like a whole 1,000 points from them. Lilonia. See, like I can't play as like I can't cosplay Ichihime and win at Mahjong. That's illegal. I could make a giant glue bottle like on the Uma that lost. An idea I had back in 2019 that I would have tried in 2020, but obviously 2020 didn't happen. So I had a thought once where I was like, I should cosplay. I should make like a giant cardboard like Isuzu truck costume, and see it like if like I would cosplay Truck-kun. Like just see if I can cosplay like everyone who's cosplaying from like an isekai. Just take a picture with that. But then obviously 2020 didn't happen. I don't know. I still think that would be kind of funny. I just think the joke might be dead by now. Yeah. Is there anything else I could cosplay from? Another quote-unquote cosplay I thought of was just getting like a flower basket you wear but fill it with grass and have a sign that's like touch grass and let people touch the grass in the basket. Yeah, just have like a little carry around like a little flower garden with you. nice. I think I'm gonna also file Maya Ace Attorney under like things I would do if I had a group. Like if I could get like a Phoenix, or at least like a Mia. Any Hundi characters you like enough? It says Ato. I wasn't joking. Maybe it fell off the screen. Oh, it's gotten too big. Hold on. Let me make it smaller. Like I wasn't. I know the readability on this is not good, but like, I was not kidding when I wrote down Ato. Not maybe We Happy Few, but like goes like myself and be like, this is what a person on antidepressant looks like, just like the game. I mean, I guess you can be in anything, Miku, you know? Maybe make the text black? Okay. Color. There we go. Is this better? Yeah. I think that works. That works, I think. Yeah. No, Ato's been there. Ato's been on the list for like at least 10 minutes now. Cause like, I don't know. I guess I could be somebody else from Hundi Line, but that's like another thing of like, if I was with a group and someone's like, hey, can you be like Nozomi? I'd be like, okay, sure, I guess. But like, I don't know, I could maybe do Kako and Ima if I could get somebody to be the other one, but yeah. Did you play 13 Sentinels? Yes, but I don't know if I feel passionate about like any single specific character. Like, I don't think there's any one specific character I would want to cosplay. Like, I don't know. I guess there was a girl with the braids. What was her name? Tomi, I think? With like the blonde girl with the braids. She was cute. I liked her. And then it was like the girl who's just Homura. Like she's just Homura. She is quite literally just Homura. But at that point, I could just cosplay Homura. Could watch Turn A Gundam real quick. Yeah, but like, okay, putting together cosplays takes time. Can't be doing that for something I haven't seen. Straight Homura. Yeah, literally straight Homura. It's like, yeah, she's got glasses and dark hair. Like, she's got the same hairstyle and the same glasses. She's in a time loop to save the person she loves. The only difference is that it's the person she loves is not a girl. That's the only difference. Like, and she has a cat. She has like a little like cat character who's telling her what to do. It's Hameru. It's Hameru. Does she have a gun in that game? I can't remember. She might also have a gun. She does, okay. King of all cosmos, EGGY. I don't know, Katamari is cute, but like Katamari feels more like a Halloween costume thing, you know? Like, that doesn't feel like a thing you do for a convention. It's a little too silly, I think. I mean, you could. If I saw a Katamari cosplayer at a convention, I would be very happy about it. But like, it is kind of silly. It is silly. She has that injector. Yeah, so she does have like a gun-looking object of some kind. But I don't know, I guess 13 Sentinels is like another one that's like niche enough that like someone would look at you and go, whoa! If they recognize it. But not that many people would recognize it. Trying to think of like archetypes in anime that can be cosplayed. I go dressed as a cell phone that interrupts a near kiss in a love manga. I'm trying to think of like other running jokes that you can be. Oh, you know what you can be? You know what okay. You gotta be someone's dead mom. Like, you just gotta, like, you don't have to cosplay any specific dead mom. You just gotta, like, wear an apron of some kind, and then, like, have long hair that you have in, like, a side ponytail over your shoulder. Maybe someone's dead mom. Or what else? I don't know. I still think of something that I saw, like, I think this was a few years ago. This was, like, at Otakuthon, so this had to be, like, 2018 or 2019. There was this one guy at a convention who, he was dressed as, like, a wizard, and he had, like, a robe. But the robe that he had was made out of, it was made out of card sleeves. And they all had, like, Magic the Gathering cards in them. And then, like, every time somebody would compliment his costume, he would pull out a card and give it to you. Like, they were just, like, really cheap cards. But I'm just like, that's a fun idea. I like this. Did he put on his wizard hat? I don't remember if he had, I think he had a hat. The hat was not made out of card sleeves, unfortunately. But yeah, his robes were. This seems extremely time consuming. Yeah, but like, it was almost certain. It was, I would say it's worth it. Hello, Namington. Good evening. I've forget to fake cough periodically. Need to be like a Death Flags character. Wasn't there like I seem to remember, I don't think it's a thing anymore, but like I remember when I was in high school and I had friends who watched anime and they would always joke about how like white-haired boys always die. Like if you have a character who's like a pretty boy with white hair, he is like doomed. He's just like automatically doomed. Like that's the official character design of doomed characters. Is that still a thing? I don't think that's a thing anymore. But like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like, how would you dress up as every Death Flag at once? Like, you'd have to be like a white-haired anime boy. And it's like, oh yes, I'm going to get married next week. And also, I'm on the verge of making an important scientific discovery. And also, like, I work a very dangerous job. And also, like, I'm about to leave on a journey. My child's birthday is tomorrow. Like, you're just trying to, like, how would you cosplay that, though? I'm just, like, trying to figure out. Like, how do you cosplay setting up every Death Flag? Yeah, the girl otaku equivalent of the mom hairstyle. I guess, yeah. I'm trying to think of any specific examples. I need somebody who was, like, watching anime around that time who can, like, bring to mind examples. But, yeah. You're 2 weeks from retirement. Yeah. You're 2 weeks from retirement from your very dangerous but very important job. You're on the verge of a huge breakthrough. You're getting married next week. Also, it's or it's your child's birthday next week, and or you're about to be reunited with your loved ones after a long time, or yeah. Underline has so many Death Flags in it. Does it? I feel like there's like at least one timeline. For every character except Takumi, there's like at least one timeline where they're dead the whole time. Like, cosplay that goat from Umineko. I'll tell you some very important plans after we get some sleep. Yeah. How do you cosplay like guy who's gonna tell you something very important tomorrow morning? Oh, what happened to my face? Oh goodness, hold on. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I'm not even moving my face right now. What is happening? Maybe this is a sign. Hold on. Maybe this is a sign I need to start wrapping it up. I mean, I guess it is. It has been 2.5 hours. I just wanted to do a quick yapping. This is a joke and I don't advocate. This is just an archetype in anime. Blame the makers. Cosplay a gust of wind and just go around flipping skirts in front of crushes. Nah, you gotta cosplay, somebody tripping. Somehow. Somebody who's, like, about to fall on somebody else and cause a misunderstanding. truck cosplay, run into everyone. Oh, you know what you need to do? I don't know, cosplay like, because I remember like there was the people who cosplay a long time ago who cosplayed like the Persona 5 battle menu. I feel like you could probably do that. Cosplay like subtitles or something. Cosplay a text box. Yeah, some of that big Japanese toast in your— yeah, cosplay— yeah, just cosplay girl who is late. Like, Mahjong Buttons cosplay. Get together, like, you and, like, 13 friends and see if you can cosplay, like, just cosplay any hand. Maybe 13 Orphans would be the obvious one, but, like, yeah. Just, like, everyone is a tile. Everyone's a tile. See if you can get, like, any big hands with that. Don't even do anything at the con, just run around as late, girl. Yeah. Don't, you're not late. Well, I don't know, maybe just run from panel to panel. Run from panel to panel. Just like, I'm late for the next one! But yeah. You and your friends agree to pretend to meet randomly across the con, and then you guess them and pretend you don't know each other. What's that one cosplay? There was a group cosplay I saw a long time ago of like Mob and the Body Improvement Club that was really cute. Like they had somebody like really short and small cosplay Mob, and then they just like somehow put together a group of like the biggest muscly guys. I guess they were probably like just normal sized muscle guys. They just got somebody very small to be Mob. But they just tried to find like the beefiest like just the beefiest guys they could find, and then just like one small person. It was really cute. Get a friend with a plain white shirt, then get a shirt with a red dragon or a shirt with a green dragon. No, you can't be boring about it. You gotta at least make a huge thing out of cardboard. You can't just wear shirts. That's not a cosplay. That's just wearing a shirt. Yeah, muscle. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you're right. Body Improvement Club, and then just like go to cons and adopt a mob. Just find one in the crowd. I once saw like a really good Reagan at a convention once as well, where it was just like a guy who was just born to cosplay Reagan. He had a little dimple, like he had like a balloon with dimple drawn on it that was just like a green balloon. He went around like, he had like a little table at the convention and he just like sat in front of it, and then if you approached him, then he would like offer to throw salt on you. Has anyone cosplayed Padoru? I don't know, because all the conventions I've been to have almost always been in the summertime. I imagine if you went to like a holiday convention, you'd probably find some Padorus. People have definitely cosplayed, Bunya. What's, no, Neko Arc. Why did I think of that? I'm just like, forgetting the name of like, Bunya. Cosplay Killer and Oshinoko and sneak into the back of every photo you can. Honestly, I think that would kind of go hard at like the photo shoots, like the group, yeah, like, you know, where it's like photo shoots for a thing. Oh yeah, normal arc. Wait, is there one that's like not Neko arc? It's just like normal arc. Normal arc. Yeah, just yeah. I was gonna say, like, it's just like, it's pronounced Arcuid, right? Yeah, it's not just her. That's like normal arc, the non-cat one. I don't know. I feel like that isn't her outfit just like a shirt. Like it's just like a shirt and a skirt and like maybe a necklace. Like it's really not a complicated outfit, is it? Yeah. Group Persona cosplay, Igor, an attendant, and someone is the Velvet Room. They're like the room itself. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, walk around with like T-posing with like giant curtains? I don't know. A lot of the fake characters were normal clothes after all. Yeah, that's true. Like, Shiro is just like a guy wearing jeans, right? Like, I guess the servants have fancy clothing, but like all the the people that are just like normal humans on Earth, I feel, are just like, what if there was a guy and he wore pants? You know? Guy with pants. But yes. I think it is high time. This has been a nice and good yapping, but I think it might be a high time to not Sakura Mato. Wait a second, hold on. I have a specific complaint about Sakura. There was a Baby the Stars Shine Bright Fate collab for when Heaven's Feel came out. One of the Heaven's Feel movies. And they had this like one like plain white dress that she was wearing. And they basically made it in real life. And it's like the most boring release I've ever seen Baby the Stars Shine Bright put out. Like, it's quite literally just like dress. It's just a white dress. It's just like a white dress with like a little black like accent ribbon belt thing. It's incredibly boring. I don't understand why they made it this way. It's one of those ones where it's just like, okay, this is just like a very expensive cosplay. But that's my weird like gripe with I have no personal vendetta against Sakura Mato, but except for that. Yeah, a lot of my anime is romance loft, so it was like 90% school uniform. I mean, at least if you buy a pair of loafers, you can like reuse them for a bajillion cosplays if you choose to do so, you know? It's a good investment. Okay. Let's see who's rateable right now. Because I know this is a busy hour, and we are occupied. Cause, okay, Bloom is on. Yumemi is on, and she's doing Uma Musume. And let's see, Secret of Bird, Inari, Grimmy. Kenki is on, but I'm just gonna check in on him because I know he's been on for a long time. Like, he was live before I started. Like, he's been going for almost 4 hours, so I'm like, I'm not sure how much longer he plans to go. Maybe we can raid Yumemi. We can raid Yumemi, I think. We can raid Yumemi. She's Uma Musuming. Cosplay Lane and just look depressed all the time. I have a real Akuma Kigurumi. Is this anything? Is this anything? Alright, let's set up the Yumemi raid. How do I spell this again? Okay, so it's just Yumemi Dreams. Okay. Is it Dreams plural? It's Dreams plural, I think. Right? Yes, plural. Plural. Okay. There we go. The raid is on. The raid is set up. What are we gonna say? Old raid. We're old. Old raid. We're old. We're old. We're old. But yes, thanks for yapping. Sorry about the lack of Zelda this week. I got home and I was like, oof, ouch, owie. I don't know if I'm up. I feel like if I would have tried to Zelda... Whoops, where'd the music go? If I tried to Zelda this week, it would have not gone well, I think. But yes, thank you for yapping. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me yap. I will be back on Monday or maybe Sunday if I'm feeling it, but I've said that for the past 2 weeks and the Sunday stream has not happened. So, One day it'll be real. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being nice and good. I will see you next week. Au revoir. Bye bye.